All right, let's see how long I'll sculpt. We're gonna sculpt a monkey today, and I am pretty out of practice with sculpture, so I'm trying to get back at it. So I'm gonna do a bunch of small type of sculptures. If you guys have any questions, post up. I'm not sure if I'll see it. I should see it. Hopefully, I fixed all of the bugs. If not, let me know. So I'm kind of just going around. I want to bulk in my creature, and I'm using oil clay, and it's like the old battlefield soldier that I'm like adding all the clay here. Here's his foot, and I had all of this in a heater. That's why it's like so wet. And normally I will build it up with the like aluminum foil to bulk it up. And by the way, this is here mostly for show. It's not really needed. And I'm probably gonna turn it off, but it looks really cool to have, doesn't it? I'll put it there so I don't burn myself. Actually, it's very cold in the studio here. It's 32 degrees out. I'm in the DC area. It's disgusting out. And my house does not have heat. So I am bundled up and sculpting, and it kind of feels good to have the warm clay. If you're wondering how I keep my studio nice and slightly warm, I use a diesel heater. And like the tip thing and the subscriptions that I put up there, they're not really real. I'm just kind of curious to see. And I'm just doing mostly like so I can get back into sculpture because I've been doing so many other things. And I would like to do more of these oil clays. And I also, I did a live stream before, I think 2 weeks ago, so sad. And I wanted to do a clay sculpture, and then I ended up moving it. So I'm going to work with this. What I'm going to be sculpting here is a monkey, hence the Monkey Island theme. And I'm just adding it slowly. I got some tools here, and I'll start to shape things. So I got the eyes right there. I actually like doing these little masks, but I'm going to bulk it up just a bit more. And today, I don't expect anybody to be here. And I hear an echo. I don't know if you guys hear an echo. If you do, anybody's in the chat, just post up. All right. Let's bulk this up. I want the head to be slightly bigger. The next ones I do, I'm going to do smaller. I use that for wax sculpture. It works out pretty well. So I'm going to have all of this. For these type of sculptures, you want to have scrapers. For water-based clay, you don't really need it. It's mostly an additive thing. So I want to add the skull and the monkey. Let me see the channel here. Switch back. I'm not sure how to log in to check to see if anybody's watching. I don't think I have anybody watching. That's fine. Somebody eventually will. Oh, I hate these little lumps. So this monkey's head is, I like doing reliefs. The problem is doing a lot of sculptures that you need table space or pedestal to kind of have it. And the beautiful thing about having reliefs is that you can put them up on a wall like a painting. And you don't see a lot of people doing reliefs, but people should do more. And my goal after I do this, I plan on scanning it and then doing a 3D print of it. That's usually what I like doing. But I'm so out of practice. I'll just keep, yeah, oil-based clay, man. It's nice, but the best one that I found is definitely Monster Clay. Monster Clay is like by far the best. I'll just have to bulk. I don't think I want to have the neck on there. I don't know. Yeah, I guess I'm not going to have the neck, but I want to add the ears. So if you're joining, it's a monkey I'm sculpting. I've tried to do this one before. Definitely want to bulk it up. All right, come on. Put this in here. Once I bulk it up, I should be able to sculpt it a whole lot easier. In a way, I'm just like struggling with this. You can see it's two types of clay, and that's never good. But I mixed it because the monster clay was just so expensive, so I'm using my old Chavant clay. Let me switch back to the my reference here. Okay. Yeah, it has to come out quite a bit. Also, I can pick this up and kind of move it around. But I like sculpting it kind of like in an easel style. I don't know if I'll make the face. So that's the nose, the eyes. It's a young monkey, so here's the eyes, and it's gonna move up a little bit because the this ridge is much bigger than a human's, and that's a part like that I get kind of confused. Is that I've sculpted a lot of humans, and when you're sculpting monkeys, it's a whole lot different. This is gonna be a big lip here. I mixed too much wax in this. There's the nose. The nose is definitely going to be flat. And it's going to have some massive ears. I think I'm going to add ears because I think this entire face is going to be coming forward. Definitely want to keep the ears. I don't know. I guess getting back to sculpture, it's better off doing like some fun type of sculpts instead of going for the classical style. And I remember this clay, I first got it when I did the dead animals, the dead birds that I found. It was good for that. So it's going to be more narrow here. Let's see. Check it on YouTube here. Get this ridge going here. As long as I don't have a lot of reference in front of me, I do have some. Let's go there. The beginnings of sculptures are always hard. Really big eyes. Some of these tools, the scrapers, are pretty good. Kind of smooth things out, blend them together. You know, trying to sculpt monkeys before, it's very difficult. But it would be great to have one on my wall. That's why I'm doing reliefs. I think reliefs are definitely needed. Add a little bit more to the head. But I'm so out of practice. This is old clay that I'm putting together. Yeah, I think this is going to be a whole lot more. So I think the whole face is going to be coming out. I'm doing this very slowly. So the face comes out quite a bit. Yeah, I think I might have to like hunt for a reference. You know, kind of, this is a last minute type of thing, doing it live. I should have collected more references before I started. Yeah, this has to come out way more. Let's start doing that. I'm just going to add more clay on top. But I kind of know where the ridge is. I'll just keep that in mind when I'm doing this. Just because I'm looking at the side, and this entire ear needs to be a whole lot bigger. A lot further back. So I'm going to add this. face. I shouldn't have mixed the wax in here. I did warm this up so it feels nice. So sideways. Chin comes out. This part we're gonna have to remove. That's gonna give it a whole lot more interest on the wall. The upper lip is actually bigger than the bottom one. Let's see if I can do some drawing here. If I'm looking from the side here, that's the lip. It's going to be symmetrical. It almost has a little smile. So the nose is right about here, eyes right across there. And starting to look like something, barely, but it's going. Let me zoom out. Good. Yeah, I wish I had a profile. Sign into chat. Oh, okay. Don't know. Okay. Test. Yeah, that show up there. Yeah. Let me look at. Oh my god, that looks terrible on screen. Like this. So, you see that? It's starting to look like a monkey. A little bit. That's a good thing about this. You can kind of see that you can rotate it. You start to get some. That's why I don't have it on a board. But I wish it. I think it needs to be like this. Because that's going to give it a whole lot more drama. Okay. When it's like this, it looks weird. When it's like this, you can see the shape of the eyes and stuff. Alright, I think I'm going to make it a little bit wider too. That's so funny. You move it a little bit and it becomes different. Okay. Yeah, I should have moved this What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put this here in the back. That way, yeah. So the top here, how flat is that? It's round. It's very round. The entire thing is very round. Also, I need the ears, but the ears are further back. It's clumpy. Okay, get this. Yeah, I wish I could listen to the music of the Monkey Island. I'm not listening to anything. Let me see if I can hear it. This one? No. Media. Can you hear it, guys? There's nobody watching the audio capture. Maybe I'll open up my... Give me a sec here. Is this even on? Seems like it's working. View on YouTube. Is the music playing on YouTube? Oh yeah, it is playing. Yeah, I like seeing it on YouTube. There's a rare delay. So it's here. It's way further back. So let's bring it to the front. Oh, no, the proportions. So much nicer listening to the music. Hey Ozana, thanks for coming in. Hopefully this is not too hectic. I'm not sure what I'm doing here. I don't do a lot of live streaming. I don't know. I think for me it's just something to motivate me to sculpt, because I've been out of it. And I wanted to make it a little bit more entertaining with the music and everything, so hopefully that's going to be better for you guys. I still want to do like a live model one day, but the last session I did, YouTube flagged it as over 18, so I don't know, every time they do that, my channel just doesn't get any subscribers. It's kind of crazy. But I want to do like just some fun sculptures to kind of get back into sculpting. So one of the things I'm doing here, this is a monkey. It's a little bit off, but you know, when you're used to doing sculptures of people, it's very difficult to change the proportion. So like for me, it's difficult. Sculpture doesn't really become easy, you know, you just become faster. Let me see. Music is too loud, but your voice is quite low. Okay, it's supposed to be really low. Yeah, Let me see if I can do that. Media. Music is too loud. I think it's this. Okay. I think I turned it up for. And then audio input. Testing. Test. Okay. I think this might work. I just hate listening to myself. I think that's why I turned it down. Let me know if that works. I think I have to bring this forward. I do have like a microphone on my desk, but the problem is that it's also creating an echo because I hear my. Why am I listening to that? Test, test, test. No. Media file, audio input, test. Okay. Much better. Okay. It's going to take me a while to figure these things out. I think I'm going to just get my lapel or something. All right, let's get that protruding chin. I have the clay on this little oil heater, and that works pretty well to keep it nice and warm. But I don't know if you guys can tell. If I lean it this way, you start to see some of the shade. But if I'm trying to get this. Look at that. Hey, thanks for the try 550. I'm not sure what that means, but I appreciate it. I don't know. I appreciate you guys watching. Let's see. The side here, I think this frame. You know, I think what I should have done is started by sculpting the skull of the monkey instead of adding on top. I understand the human skull a whole lot better, so I usually do that. Let me try and get the ears now. Because the ears sit really far back. I mean, I think I have to bring this. I do have a way of doing this. I need a knife. Let me try this. Here's a knife. Usually, I don't do this way. But since I need more, there we go. And this is the beauty of oil clay. You know what? I can probably do the neck too, but I might just hold it like this. And you can see it's solid. What I'm doing is completely solid. In a way, it's nice to kind of sculpt like this in 3D, but my goal is to make a relief. I just want to get the ears in the right position. There's a sculptor I follow, and he does a lot of monkey sculptures. Monkeys, apes. I think his name is Tomac. Really interesting guy. And there's another guy I follow, and his name is Chris. Oh gosh, what is his last name? He's in England. Really good. If you look up bear sculptures, large bear sculpture, he's done it. Like, he's more of a classical guy. Tomac's more of a conceptual artist. Very dynamic. I mean, there's like such great artists on the internet. No, the truth. What is that? Okay, let's see. Trying to figure out the ears. All right, so if I have this part is going to be flat this way, and then you have that, you have the masseter. You can actually tell zygomatic arches here, just like a person. And then you have that here. The ear will start here. So I need to add quite a bit on it. So I'm gonna big mistakes. You know, I could have added just like lots of clay. I need to get this like that. That way it's nice and soft. Because I need to add to the back here. And the good thing is that it actually sticks into the clay. So I put some clay on here, and I should just be able to get this on there. Let's get these ears. Usually I put aluminum foil in there. I'm not used to like sculpting with an audience, like a live audience. It's interesting. I guess it is kind of like teaching a class. Getting used to people like looking at you. Like you have to kind of forget. You get too much in your head. Alright, like that. Let me see. I'm clicking away at this. So that's the side. I'm kind of drawing with this tool. This part's going up. Here's the middle there. Zygomatic. I'm actually going to push this down. Just enough to hold it here while I get the ear in the rightful place. You know, I guess I could just mask in the ear, but also the way it sits is very different, and it's a large ear. So if I'm looking at that ear, it actually goes all the way here, all the way to the top. Over, yeah, that's a big ear. Usually humans, it's eye to the bottom of the nose, mainly for Caucasian people. So this one, I don't know if you guys can tell, but let me see. So if I lead it, That's a good thing about it, just being sticky. You know what I could have done for this? Just put a nail here and it will just hold it. But because it's so sticky, I just want to add the mass of it, and then I can add all the details. So a little bit higher. Then also I have another little tool here that can help me. It's a heat gun. Because my studio is also extremely cold, this helps. All right. Yeah, it did stick it. So it's on a wall, which I also want this to be higher up. More clay. I guess I'll shape a little bit of the neck. Let's see. I missed the beginning. Is this clay or polymer clay? No, this is oil clay. It's Chimp clay. Like the clay used for windows? Oil clay. There is a note. Yeah. Can you explain what it is? Yeah, this one is Chimp, and I have it right here. And this is a previous sculpture. There's a big delay. Let's see. Yeah, so this is the clay. You can see like there's a sculpture in here, and I have it over an oil radiator, and it's like heating up. But yeah, and over here it actually says monster clay, but it's not. It's a blend that I made. So it's kind of like waste clay at this point, which I don't like. I really like monster clay. It's extremely good. And if you want to do conceptual art and stuff, that clay has got a really like nice amount of wax. Oh, I wish I could stop hearing myself on the stream. Let me see if I can turn that off. It's so annoying hearing an echo of myself. Let me see. My video. Test. Can you hear me? I think that should work. I think I just have to turn off my freaking computer audio. Oh, I was like listening to myself talk. It's annoying. Generally, you want to keep this fill, like some aluminum foil. But yeah, I thought about doing polymer clay for this because I think it lends itself well. But my goal with these series of sculptures I'm doing, I'm just trying to do fast stuff, and my goal is to do live sculpture, and I'm just going to like waste all my oil clay. Not waste, but just use it up because I have so many sculptures and I use them, and I'm like, you know what? I just want to waste some of it. Just kind of. The best thing I've gotten for my sculptures was that 3D scanner and a 3D printer. It really is like, because if I do stuff in oil clay, I don't sell these. I don't sell any of these, but I do sell the 3D prints. because you sell them much cheaper. I even put them up online, but I think my goal is just going to be limited run 3D prints in the future. So let's see. I'm trying to maybe think if I want the neck. What do you guys think? The neck on there? I'm not sure what you mean about used for windows, like the clay used for windows. I'm not sure what that means. But usually I do water clay, and water clay is great, but it makes the room nice and dirty. You need more space. This oil clay, it's nice to work, but it's like rougher. It doesn't lend itself well to fast sculpture. That's why a lot of oil-based clay looks robotic. So that's a little bit better with the ears. Now here's the problem. So if I have my relief, this is going to be my relief on a wall. You have to ask yourself, like, the space between the ear and the actual wall. If you're going to do 3D printing, that's going to be an issue because you'll have some support on there. Let me look at my reference here. I need more reference of monkeys. Yeah, I could even do like the torso. I mean, it would look good kind of coming out the wall, like it looking this way. That means that I would have to get the entire head. Well, I don't know. I think I'll just leave it. Just kind of do. Yeah, that's rough. I kind of wanted to do that, having the neck, but I think stick to my original mask idea here. I'm probably going to have to look for references for profiles. The best tools are still wooden tools. I love using wooden tools. Okay, so now let's draw in. What if on screen it definitely looks really strange. Here we go. Because you're kind of looking up. So if I do this, that's more of my vantage point. So if I turn it this way, you can start to see. Actually, it looks like a zombie. That's actually not a bad idea for the next sculpture, a zombie. What do you guys think? I don't know. Pretty much all my life I've been doing classical sculpture, but it's fun to do fun things. Once in a while, instead of doing like a figure nude with drapery, just do a zombie. People used to use earth oil mix to mount glass panels to window frames before silicone. Oh, I didn't know that. Now they simply use plastic derivatives. Oil kept earth from drying for a long time. Yeah, I didn't know that. Earth oil mix, that's interesting. Oh, that is cool. Yeah, I've never heard of that. What's that process called? Yeah, it's interesting. Like now people just use the silicone stuff for windows. So for this type of sculpture, I do have like these little metal tools because you're working so much smaller. And then I have these wire tools, and I've made these. They're pretty simple to do, and they're basically guitar strings, but you can't really see the texture all that much. It's good for blending your shapes together. There's one that I like. I like the flat stuff. Even for regular sculpting, I'll just take this and I will sculpting. Okay, because I can push it around this way. This needs to be bigger. I wish it was a little bit bigger. I don't know if I have another one. And the wood tools, always strong. Always strong. Problem with oil, clay, and wood tools, this happens. Like they just leave all sorts of residue on the tool. So this part, he's got like a fro that kind of comes up. This is the superciliary arch. So on men, you see this much more than women. Women's are a whole lot more subtle. So right here, his shape is not as flat, it's round. The orbital socket. And he's got very big eyes. So I'm gonna kind of reduce this, curve it like this. See, he doesn't have a mean look to him. So even if you want to blend it together, you could actually just hit it using the that's the interesting thing about using this, the heat gun. It's a really good tool, but also this, really great tool. Let me show you how I would use it. There. And all you do is this. I've used this quite a bit. I like it. You know, you can keep it here. It will heat up your sculpture, but that's not the goal. So when you have, for example, this, hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing. You can move the clay, even like melt it because it gets so hot, and you just have to touch it a little bit. But this is the type of thing that you would use for wax sculpture. But this, it just kind of digs right in there. Then you have a few things there. You know, I think what I like about this sort of clay, it's much more water clay feeling than anything else. You can kind of be a whole lot looser with this clay than you can with the monster clay. The monster clay it's a hard clay, it's a waxy clay. This has got wax, but it doesn't feel the same way. I mean, like, a lot of people can like look at the sculpture and think it is a water-based type of sculpture, but it's not. Where is my... Let me see if I can lean it this way just to see if the shapes are coming out. You see that? We're gonna have to... We'll take this. Because you're looking... What is, you know, the camera is looking down. I think... I'm still getting a hold of this. So, kind of needs to be... The more I do this, I'll get better at live streaming, so bear with me, please. So I'm just gonna take this and I'm essentially gluing it together. Like that. And, I mean, the flexibility of this is like, okay, if I wanted to lean this way, I could just put like a piece of clay where you have a prop. I mean, it's pretty flexible. So that's actually better. I'm going to put a little bit more. Just because I want it to come forward just a little bit. Yeah, it's a great type of clay. So at this point, you're starting to see the shape of the ape or the monkey or whatever. So Yeah, I think that's a whole lot better, leaning it this way. Yeah, so much more, the light is better. So I'll keep it like this. That's a good compromise. Look at the camera here. Is that better for you guys? Okay. Now, let's do this. I like doing that. And we need to focus. Maybe I'm going to keep going with the brow ridge. And the brow ridge is like pretty big. So this is going to be where the eye is. I want to just kind of push it down and shape it a bit. Because he's got a very big eye. Like that. This shape. Yeah, I think my goal for these, it's not to be like super finished. I don't know. I don't know what I want actually. I'm just getting started, and there's like so many things happening here because you have the bone here, and then you have the fat on top. Let's blend that. How's the light? Is it pretty decent? So I'm going to draw a line using my wood tool. It's going to come all the way down. Now here's the part you have to kind of hold it as you get down here. Just want to divide the head. The eyes are pretty darn big. Gonna keep it that way. I need more of these flat tools. And then this part is actually like higher. It's even higher than that. And then this part kind of comes down more because the nose is really flat here. And it feels good to sculpt, that's for sure. I get into like these mood swings, I guess. For a while, I was like sculpting every single day, doing videos for the YouTube channel. And then I hit like 30,000 subscribers, and I'm like, oh man, people are watching. And I got a whole lot less involved. Plus, I was doing other things for money. So these are little fat pads here. I'm gonna have to look up some chimp type of photos here. So here is gonna be that nose. I'm gonna make it kind of jet out. Hopefully I'm not covering the camera. There's a sculptor I follow a lot. Yeah, Andrew Joseph Keith. I think that's his name. He does a lot of interesting stuff, but he's got a whole like different view on sculpture and religion. Me, I'm just like sculpting whatever I feel like. I don't have like. I just want like. I would love to see a monkey hanging in my wall. That's the only thing. I look at sculptures, I'm like, I would love to have that in my house when I have an idea, like a zombie or something. So, there's a lot of things happening here with the upper lips. A lot, I guess if you look at a chimp, it's not one single shape. Now, I can choose to make it one single shape. I don't know if that's what I'll do. Here's the lower lid. It's better just to add it. The best thing really is when you're doing a human or a monkey, you sculpt a ball. I think most of you guys that are watching all of one viewer. um, Let me see. He said, Ozano said, called glazing putty, mostly made with linseed oil and very fine chalk powder. It was also made by adding linseed oil to finely sifted dry clay. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I love like that old style of like doing things in houses, cob houses, and I would love to build a shed here out of cob. Cob is like straw and clay, but in my area, I'm in the DC area and it's freezing. I don't know if that would really help. So I'm looking at the shape of the upper lip. I have it like just kind of going down. The most important thing is to get this middle part higher. It's actually higher than the bottom part. So this part has to be going in. Now let's heat this up, see if we can. You just have to kind of do that, and it even creates a shine to it, which makes it look better actually. But we'll do that later. Oh, yeah, I wish I had my other tool. This one's pretty decent. I guess this is my best one. I'm gonna scan this and print it. But of course my 3D printer is not working. I need to get a new power supply. This 3D printer I bought was really good. It's called the Soval 06. It was $140 and it worked out really well. And then the power supply stopped working, so but I'm happy with it. I just gotta order that. So I'm looking at it from this part goes in here. So I'm looking at the side here. And that's one thing I do. I neglect one side. Using BRAF and QRAF, there's a really nice way of like inverting the photo you're looking at, and I'm looking at a bunch of photos. And I think I need a little bit more, so I'm kind of looking at it this way. So this part needs to get wider. Let's get some more. Just get a little bit more. I used to be a whole lot faster, but oil clay slows me down. Let's get a little bit more here. I'm going to stand up in a little bit just to look down on this. I'm going to bind it on the board. Sorry, I keep getting in front of the camera. I'm actually like reaching for my clay here. Look at this old clay. It's the wires sticking on there. It's starting to look like a monkey. What do you guys think? Is it a monkey? Or an ape or a chimp? Well, might be a chimp. this part. Let's bring this out just a little bit more. The eyes come out just a little bit more. So yeah, like what I was completely forgot that. Usually when I do like a sculpture of a person, I'll take a round ball like this and I'll just round it up and then I put it into the socket. And then all you really have to do is put the upper lid and the lower lid. Some people do it that way, but some people, they'll just kind of push things around until it's right. It doesn't really matter. There's no right or wrong way, but there's some that takes a whole lot less time. I think if you do it that way, it's easier. Let me see my reference here. So this part. Yeah, I'm really trying to get the surface of it. So now if I do this from the side, let me just get a little bit more here. You see that gap? I just don't want it to collapse. So I'm just gonna add, and that's gonna add the ear anyway. You gotta add more to that ear. Choo. The nose is going to be a little flatter. I'm going to take a little clay, just add a little bit more there. And then I added just a little bit too much here. We'll work on the details later. And then this, I'm going to remove even more. And then the bottom. Now, now we start, I mean, look at this. That's not normal. You have to remove more here. So when it gets too hard, so if you're watching this at home and you are in Florida or Spain or whatever, I'm in the DC area and it's freezing. And my house is, or at least my studio here, not a lot of heat going. I just have a little oil heater, but it's almost below freezing. Today is going to be below freezing. So being out here and then working with the clay, you need like some heat sources. As soon as the clay touches the table, it's cold, it just kind of freezes up. Oil clay is better when it's nice and warm. So right here, the zygomatic of this goes this way. Like that. Then he's got like skin that goes around here. So I do have like the shape of this temple, which is what I want. Then there's like a little bit of a depression there. So if I find an image and it's a profile and you just kind of want to flip it really quick for reference, that Pure Ref lets you do it just with one click. It's really good. But I mean, reference, it's important. But you know, you don't want to copy the reference. That's the problem that happens. It's like, you kind of want to make things up as well. It helps to have the texture to help you with this. Like that. So this blends everything together. And it's not about like pushing it and creating texture. Actually, a lot of sculptures look good with that kind of feel like that a person made it. And that's the problem with a lot of sculptures, especially with well, this mode. Smart. So I'm kind of like looking at the shape of the skull, trying to determine what I'll do here. Let me get another piece here. Great. We'll put this big piece to hold it while I do just a little bit of the ear. Ah, man, I really wish I had more reference for this. So the ear, it's not flat, kind of goes backwards like this. That's kind of what I wanted. I wanted to just make sure that the ear's in the right place. It's exactly like a human ear, except bigger and not in the same position. You know, all the animal sculptures that I've done, I've always been like interested in the anatomy. And once you know a little bit about human anatomy, you kind of know animal anatomy. Especially horses, everything's just so similar to humans. Let's see. Let me check my YouTube here. Hey, Brazilian, Rainer Teixeira. Hey, I am Portuguese too. Or you're Brazilian, I'm Portuguese. Bom dia. Let me make sure that the focus is right on here. I would love to go to Brazil. Let me see if I can focus here. Can you see that? So I'm having like some technical difficulties here. I don't know if you guys can see. That is a little bit off, isn't it? There we go. That's better. Yeah. I'm like learning how to do the boa noite. Yeah, thanks for coming, man. I appreciate it. Let's see if I can. Right there. Okay. I'm looking at my reference on my computer, so if I miss some of the chats, I'm sorry. Like I'm definitely, well, you know what I mean. I've never thought about doing live streaming, but I'm like, I applied to teach like some sculpture classes, and I'm thinking, why even bother? Because like, if you do live streaming, it's essentially like a class. It's a live class. And that seems way more fun. Plus, I can do it at home. I guess not having the interaction, that's the downside. Let's get this part. I'm definitely going to try and do these sculptures and just have more of these going up on a daily basis. It's better. I mean, let me see. Sorry if you don't see me doing something. I'm kind of looking at other things. Oops. I'm actually like checking out my YouTube channel on on my phone to see if that's a better thing. If I put it here, that's kind of crazy. That way I don't have to miss the chats. I don't know. What is that? Is that how people do it? All right, I'm gonna keep doing the other ear. You know, the camera sees more from that side, and I'm not sculpting that side. I'm mostly doing this from here. So that part is a little bit better. So let me get the other ear. Looks like an old monkey, old chimp, but it's really kind of like a younger one. Yeah, the last stream, I basically had YouTube take it down. Well, not take it down. They put like a disclaimer. But it kind of ruins everything. But I understand. Can't have nudity. This part goes down. Let's get this separated. Yeah, he has really expressive eyes. I don't think I can capture that. I'm enjoying it. Yeah, these ball ones also work pretty well. Kind of shape things where some work is so small, but I like kind of not smoothing things out because it gives it more human quality to it. You know, with watercolor, I'll basically kind of paint, even with a paintbrush. It gives it a different quality. You know, once I do a 3D print of this, it loses all that interesting things that I like. But that's, if you make a mold of it, then it retains that. Okay, that might give me. Let me. all of this stuff from the side here. Yeah, hard to see, right? Let me see if I can. The way I can get this entire shape going. I neglected this entire side. And there's this where the upper lip and the lower lip come together. Right. So the way I keep my studio warm, sorry, the way I keep my studio warm is I have to use a diesel heater because it's so cold. It's like a cheap, portable diesel heater. Oh, I need more reference. More reference of the little chimp. Let me look really quick here on Google. Chimp. Yeah, it's definitely a chimp. Started out monkey. I don't know. What kind of monkey is this? It's like a hairless one, though. Yeah, the fro. All right, let's get this one here. Same. Hmm. This one is really good. This little ball, because you can kind of push it right in and it doesn't create a hard edge. And we have the other side, which is smaller. Going to get some reference here. Boy, it's getting cold. Yeah, the forehead is actually smaller. So now for the ridges here, I think I'm just gonna lay down little lumps. This is not one single shape. And this is gonna be the wrinkles in the forehead. That kind of works. If I get in the way, just let me know. little bit more there. And now the jawline, which goes from here, then that's going to be kind of like the neck, the folds. See, this is what I would do with water clay, but it doesn't work that well for oil clay like this. I like the texture that this creates, but it's like just blending things together. That's what I use it for. You can even like hit it a little bit with some little bit of flame here. Just gonna round it off. Man, I really wish the studio was just a little bit warmer. I'm freezing. This part. You know, that's the thing with this sort of sculpting. You can hit it with a heat gun. You can put like your details, the ridges, and if it's too sharp, just hit it with a heat gun and it kind of melts it away. It's really brilliant. You can't do that with water clay. I guess you can melt it a little bit with some water, but it's just not the same. Here's this one. I'm actually like looking at it reversed on the monitor here. This one. Still working on the shapes of the entire thing. Too big? The ears? I think so. It's funny, like when you look at it in an actual monitor, you can tell the mistakes. It's kind of like looking at your images on a mirror. They reveal the mistakes. Yeah, that's better. It's not that big of a... How about this? Yeah, same thing. Why isn't the mouse working? There we go. this goes down. Okay. So this part, he actually starts the top of the skull is actually higher towards the front than in humans. So I'm going to remove the back here. This shape of tool works for water clay and oil clay really well. Universal. Right there. So it's got like a bunch of skin that wraps around there. Now the nose starts here, but actually kind of, or the nostril. It's very different than humans. And you have a bunch of wrinkles going down. And for me, I'm just drawing it, just so I know what to do as I approach the finish. Let me take a quick break. I'll be right back. Test. feedback. Testing. Test. Okay. Hey, I got 3 YouTube subscribers. That's awesome. Thanks, guys, whoever subscribed. All right, let's keep going with this. nose. straight in, but actually this little, I guess it's almost cartilage. It actually goes in, even on humans. Even though I can't see this particular monkey, I know it does. made one, and that didn't see them. setup for my use, I have to admit this. It's a definition rule. Shiny tool, no longer. I made this. I just made this. I made this. Don't make things out of cedar. They smell good. It's care of some issues. learn. Try to draw the line down to see where it is. The chimp. But of course, these things take time. What do you guys think? Give me some advice. Sometimes you just have to step away from doing sculpture and kind of look. Let me check out the lights in the different lights. It's better to have one strong light on the sculpture for dramatic or like light and shadow. I'll probably leave that for tomorrow. But yeah, let's just if you have really strong light, put it on your wall. I wish I had it here. Let's see. Is that too dark? What do you guys think of that lighting? Yeah, it's not great, but I like the flame, the light on it. Look at that. Look how cool that is. I kind of like the flame. good. This was a good session. I think I got a lot done here. The one thing I kind of figured out is that my ears are too big. I have to get more reference for this. But you can see it's actually starting to take some shape. He's looking older than I like. So I'm going to go back, get some reference, and then I'll come in for another session. And I think I'll finish it up in the next session.